So this year, who's in, who's out?
Well, the biggest mover of all is actually something that's we can't see, but we're all terrified of, and that's the coronavirus. That's the number one most powerful force in Sydney this year. So it's everyone's had to make way for that. There's also been some other shifts that have been as a result of that. So you've got Kerry Chant, for example, and her bureaucratic offsiders within the Department of Health. They've moved up to number 4. You've got the heads of Pfizer and AstraZeneca in Australia. They've moved up to the top 10 as well. Yep. So everyone, no one's really been powerful enough to take on or at least beat the virus as yet. Having said that, you've also got people who have thrived as a result of the onset of COVID. And that would be, the most obvious ones would be the Prime Minister and in particular the Premier, Gladys Berejiklian.
Yeah, I see Mick Fuller on that list there at number 6 too. Done a sterling job. Who's lost their positions this year though, Ben?
Well, the crown has truly fallen from James Packer's head, and for obvious reasons. The Bergen inquiry has been a wrenching time for him, and in fact, just as this should have been a moment of crowning glory for James Packer with the opening of Crown Sydney, and in fact, he's in somewhat of an exile from Australia, and he's going to have to exit his stranglehold on the company in order for them to even get a license. So I think that's the most spectacular fall. There's been a few others who've tumbled down the list. Hugh Marks, obviously, who's departed the Nine Network. He was quite high on the list, number 35 last year, not on the list anymore. You've got the Nova boss, Cathy O'Connor, who's gone, and Celeste Barber, who this time a year ago was raging up the charts because of her incredible ability to raise funds as a result of the bushfires. She's off because, I think the funding arrangements, the details of that went a little bit astray, and she's been a little bit more off the radar since then.
Carl's not on this list, is he, Ben?
Mate, Carl is on the list.
He is?
I'm sorry, yeah.
What's he done?
Oh, look, it's mainly because of what he does in Sydney Confidential, I guess. He just sort of he keeps the ratings rattling along for us in terms of page views. I'm sorry, mate. Look, once you get the kids organised, I'm sure you'll be heading up the charts.
No, don't worry about that. I'm just like, what's he done? What's he done? Hugh's off the list, and how's Carl still on there?
Yeah, look, I don't know. People want to know what he's up to. I don't know what the go is there.
All right, but what about our esteemed leader, Paul Whittaker? He's in at number 20, I see there. Sky News going from strength to strength.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk about Paul. He's on the rise in the rankings. He's done an admirable job in terms of Sky's performance. Sky was already going pretty well before he got there, but it's been going from strength to strength. There's no doubt that he's now probably one of the highest rated broadcasting executives in the country.
And just finally, how do you work it out? What goes into planning the top 100, Ben?
Look, I'd like to say that there's deep science to this, but essentially it comes down to your starting point is last year's list. Yeah. And then basically a whole bunch of us get together. We also talk to people in and around Sydney as well who are on the list. And essentially it's just, swapping notes. And it actually, the process takes about 3 months. And there's lots and lots and lots of changes. In fact, we were making last minute changes before we went to print with the magazine probably, 5 or 6 days ago, much to the annoyance of the poor woman who edited this, Emma Blake. So, but we got there in the end.
All right. There it is there. The Daily Telegraph's Power 100. We've got the Ben English speaking to us this morning. Appreciate your time as always, Ben. We'll talk to you soon. And,
cheers,
and hopefully, we hope that the number one, the virus, was just number one this year, won't even be on the list next year. So that's what we hope anyway. Ben English, thank you. And for more, folks, you can check out the Daily Telegraph's Power 100 list by picking up a paper today, or you can head online, www.dailytelegraph.com.au.